Welcome back to Try and Win's Dragon Quest XI.
What's up?
Did you want to talk to me?
This village always reminds me of when I first met you and Eric, Tran. I'd wandered in an awful labyrinth and had just lain down for a little nap by that fountain. Then I met you and everything changed.
A word, if you please.
Swords of Hotto are not like those we use in Helidor. The blades are curved with just one sharpened edge. Indeed, there is one legendary blade forged in this village that I've always wanted to wield. Perhaps we will come across it one day.
I've been thinking.
Everyone here seems very anxious, but then I suppose they are a little too close to the Dark Star for comfort. Well, it's up to us to do something about it so these people can relax and get on with their normal lives.
You wanna speak with little old me?
I'm not sure if you know them, but there's this brother and sister who live here called Atsuo and Natsuko. I remember when I first met them, having the weirdest feeling I knew them from somewhere. It never really worked out what that was all about, but still, since we're here, we should say hello to them.
Oh, that's grand.
Ah, good old Hotto. Come on, laddie, since we're here, we've got to pay a visit to the bathhouse. To get rid of all your aches and pains, I'm telling you. Last time I spent so long stewing in there, Jade had to threaten to physically remove me herself. When I first came here with Rab, I couldn't get him out of the bathhouse. And then I had to threaten him with a roundhouse kick to get him to put some clothes on so we could hit the road. The skies grow darker, fearsome monsters are abroad. Mistress Miko gone. Is this how it ends? My courage begins to fade like embers dying. The light dies away, babies cry for their mothers. Dogs grow too fearful. Can no one help us? Must we dangle helplessly like fish on a line? I came here to spread the good word, and now I find that it's too dangerous to leave. Still have a role to perform. Ah, there's nothing like a bit of adventure. Hotto truly is a fascinating place. Being surrounded by high mountains as it is, it was largely left alone for centuries, and has consequently developed its own unique culture. But that's not the only thing that's fascinating about the place. Have you ever heard the tale of the treasure buried here by a shrine maiden many years ago? They say it may even include the legendary Bloodstone. Since the time of my great-grandfather, the men of my family have set out in search of that most priceless of gems. I am Iago, the latest in that noble line of treasure hunters. And now, after all these years, I believe I can finally finish what my great-grandfather began. The tale I heard has convinced me that the jewel is here in Hotto, but I cannot take the final steps of my journey alone. No, I shall need someone to assist me with the final chapter of my epic quest. Will you join me? Will you help me find the hidden treasure of Hotto? Iago wants you to help him track down a legendary lost treasure. Long-lost legendary treasure. No. Ah, that is a shame. I had planned to take the Bloodstone and let you have the rest of the treasure, but if you're not interested, you're not interested. I thought you might say that. You are clearly a man with taste for adventure and excitement, and what could be more exciting than buried treasure? Now, the first thing we'll need to do is locate the journal of the Shrine Maiden said to have buried the treasure. I'm led to believe that it still remains somewhere here in Hotto. I hereby entrust you with the task of finding it, using it to track down the treasure. Bring me the Bloodstone, the rest you can keep. For generations, my family have sought a certain precious gem. After years of fruitless wandering, I am now convinced that it is to be found here in Hotto. I have been led to believe that the treasure was buried by a shrine maiden long ago, and that she left a journal describing the circumstances. If we can find that, it may lead us to the hoard. I hereby entrust you. Bring me the Bloodstone. The star in the west, everyone filled with terror, like cowering mice. But this is a star? It hangs there so out of place, a duck among cows. Give me, young man, my business must be done across the counter.
A darkness is here. Please rest and restore your strength. You may need it yet.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I explored all these, but but with the Noah's treasure, it does tell me, like, I've missed a few items here and there. So, like, there's 6 things in this town. Now, specifically, if a place has multiple layers, it only refers to that layer. So let's like in Heliodor downtown, there's a second story. Well, in the second story, I've discovered everything. In the first story, there's like 2 things I haven't found. Does a ship make port by approaching sea from land? No, friend. Go around. I welcome you, friend, as the farmer welcomes rain. Stay, please, browse a while. I came here with my other half for our honeymoon, but things haven't exactly gone as planned. The place is surrounded by monsters and we can't go home. In times of trouble, calm harbor, and stormy seas, God bless the bathhouse. The steam clears my mind. Fear of monsters fades away. The future brightens. I already talked to everybody in there when we're looking for Noah. A stranger arrived, and yet I feel I know him. A lost memory. My children sleep now. If you wish to speak with us, come back in daylight. You guys still have the super stuff. Little ore remains. Our stock of swords has dwindled, but my work goes on. Yeah, you do have the. Yeah, you do have the very expensive new gear. I mean, like new as of like previous chapter. Non-sturdy armor, stout shields, and rugged bracers. Let battle begin. You helped a lost child, a deed of greatest kindness. You have a good heart. You resemble Ryu. If only you could meet him, but he is no more. Come, change your clothes, friends. Savor the sauna's embrace. Will you bathe a while? Nope. That is no problem. The sauna's always here should you change your mind. My, you have grown strong. Clearly you have faced hardship. Your eyes tell it all. Visitor comes, a passing cloud, a drifter. You here to bathe? No. Oh, there's no rush. Your sauna is always here, constant as the sun. Now you are ready. The entranceway lies ahead. Sweaty bliss awaits. So what's my party in such clothes?
What's up?
I'd like this to be added to my traveling wardrobe. Whatever happens, the bathhouse is always here, constant as a star. I like that the footsteps sound different. My skin, velvet smooth and softer than a ripe peach, the sauna's blessing. Intruder! Though these are hard times, still we must fill our bellies. Nom nom. How can a man eat when monsters surround his home? Foul stench on the wind. Miko slayed the worm, so why does evil persist? Doubts grow like dark clouds. The taste of plain rice, featureless as the great step. Each meal unchanging. How I crave grilled fish, hot miso and bamboo shoots, as the old crave youth. I think it was open. Yeah. Children must beware. The world has grown perilous. Foul monsters roam free. The future looks dark. We retreat to our houses like bears to their caves. Where does Miko go? I do not know. Hopefully she seeks food for us. Gnaws at me still, like the beaver gnaws the tree. Where did Miko go? What is she doing wrapped in the black veil of night, alone and exposed? The light dies away. Babies cry for their mothers. Dogs too grow fearful. Can no one help us? Must we dangle helplessly like fish on a line? I have traveled far, seeking my life's true meaning, my quest, my calling. Finally I know, the blade I was born to forge, fabled sword of kings. Weapon of legend, fit for the hands of royals, blade beyond compare. But I need one thing, a metal or a calcum, rarer than hen's teeth. No price is too high, though it leaves me destitute, I would gladly pay. I have but one goal, to forge the sword of kings. My life's sole purpose, but I need one thing, a metal or a calcum, rarer than hen's teeth. But can this be true? Can it be that you have it, the treasure I seek? But please, sell it to me, I beg you. How does 22,500 gold coins sound? No. Rejection sears me, the pain burns like hot pokers. Please, please, think again. How about the sword? I'll take the sword. Where does Miko go? Like the color of the wind, the thing is unknown. The monsters approach, we wait like snails without shells. Who will protect us? My husband returns, his urge to forge a great sword, stronger than ever. I'm pretty sure I have lots of work outcome. Just find it. I've got 11. Please sell it to me. No. Come on. Give me a better deal than that. Alright, whatever. Tran sells the Orc for 22,000 gold coins. Eric, you told me this is going to be worth a lot. This is the real thing. With this I could forge the blade, blessed sword of kings. First I shall make it, then I shall sell it right here. My great masterpiece. Our world is shaken, a star falls from the heavens. Ill omens abound. Is there no escape? Is there no one to save us? Hope fragile as glass. Mount Fuji's black sands, with the crucibles urging, give their gift of steel, but supplies run low. Monsters block our source of sand, detestable beasts. The shrine above us, where Mistress Miko once dwelt, a nest now empty. I prayed again, prayed for deliverance from the foul dragon. Now a new threat comes, a plague of fearsome monsters. I resume praying. Yeah, you let me know how that works out for you. Miko deserts us, scampers off into the wild, back only briefly. Her leg is wounded, yet she refuses to rest. What is she seeking? You seek the priestess. She has scaled the mountain slopes. Go and find her there, but please be careful. Monsters dwell in the foothills, a treacherous place. You may not enter. Here a mother mourns her son, a sad, a sacred space. Hotto's fortune grew, great piles of shining treasure, tall as Mount Fuji. Our stores overflowed, the glimmer lit the night sky, the surplus was moved. Great treasures, bloodstone, looked down upon the peak's fire, reached by the back path. We are not fighters, we merely make the weapons, we do not wield them. Now foul monsters lurk, we look to Miko for help, yet she offers none. Sometimes if you're holding forward while the map is transitioning, it makes your character run weirdly. So I was not heading remotely towards that lava lamp. Really want a piece of me? Come on. He started running away. Try and find the chest of Hotto stuff. You found the hidden hoard of Hotto. Head back to Iago at the inn and tell him the good news. I see her. Tran sneaks a peek at the Hotto stuff. The contents sparkle brightly and his heart skips a beat. I should be just jump down. Seriously, I should just be able to jump down from here. Your characters surely could do it at level 20. Now that they're champions with level 99, like, there should be no reason they couldn't. Unexpected guests arrive like snow in July. Will you hear my tale? Nope. And I ask one thing. Speak not of what you have seen. Be silent as clouds. Brrr. Believe it or not, this great dragon is my son, victim of a curse. But hope is not dead. I have a special mirror, one that shows the truth. Yet we need more still, a drop of lumen essence to light up the glass. Bring that drop to me. Feel the pain that rends my heart. Save my only son. Lumen essence. Okay.
You know, I've been thinking.
Did you want to talk to me?
The people of Hotto worship the spirit that they believe dwells within Mount Fuji. We have many similar beliefs in spirits and sacred places in Arborea. I understand how important the mountain must be to those who live nearby.
No.
This heat is something else. It feels like my axe could melt. And that would be a terrible accident. I'm sorry, I wish I had never said that. This relentless heat appears to have relieved me of my senses. No, I actually liked that part. Can't we go somewhere a bit cooler? I'm dying here.
Oh, honestly.
Oh, it's so hot. My outfit is drenched in sweat, and it's seriously compromising my style. Let's stop by the bathhouse later. I need to freshen up and restore some of my self-respect. Can we take a wee breather, laddie? My knees aren't enjoying these mountain paths. In my youth, I would have climbed a mountain like this without breaking a sweat, but it seems those days are long gone. We need to be careful, Tran. This heat will sap our energy. We shouldn't stay here too long. Alright, well, since none of my allies are giving me hints about where to find it, I guess we're not going to worry about it right now. And I just equipped everybody with stuff, like avalanche axes. I mean, whatever. Okay. I brought on my pet party backup team. Go ahead and re-equip my character with bunny tails. And the vest for success. There we go. Yeah, everything's good enough. Okay, so as soon as I turn in this quest, we're done with Hotto for now. Ah, there you are. My partner in treasure hunting. So how did it go? Did you manage to track down the hidden hoard of Hotto? Nope, it's all mine. Oh well, that is a shame. But it's out there, I can feel it, and we cannot rest until it has been found. Ah, there's nothing like a bit of adventure. Try and handle the hardest stuff. You found it! Finally, the epic endeavor of my great-grandfather began all those years ago is at an end! There are no words to express my gratitude. Yeah, I'm sure he's proud that you just sat here the whole time while I wouldn't get it. As you know, I am from a long and illustrious line of treasure hunters. I can still remember my great-grandfather on his deathbed looking me in the eye and telling me to continue his lifelong search for the Bloodstone. Now it is finally at an end. Could I have done it without you? Perhaps not, my friend. Perhaps not. Truly, there are no words. What there is, though, is lots of lovely treasure. I shall take the Bloodstone, but the rest is all yours. He handed over the legendary treasure to Iago as requested, and was absolutely ecstatic to finally get his hands on the jewel that generations of his family had longed to find. Ah, there's nothing like a good adventure. Without you, I may never have gotten my hands on the Bloodstone. There are no words to express my gratitude. Truly, you're my brother in arms, my greatest treasure hunting companion. But in truth, I have a real brother also, a brother by blood, but he has no interest in treasure hunting. He seeks something else. He is a hunter of stunning scenery by the name of Hugo. He is always on the lookout for grand vistas and breathtaking views. If you should ever run into him, be sure to say hello. The last time I saw him, I believe he said he was heading to Cobblestone Tor. Well, let's check that out real fast and see if there's anybody here, since this Hotto episode is going to be kind of short. Oh, there is someone here. What a splendid view. I had heard that Cobblestone Tor commanded a most marvelous view, but this surpasses all my expectations. It's simply breathtaking. I shall paint this image onto the canvas of my heart and remember it until my dying day. My name is Hugo, and I've devoted my life to traveling the world in search of the most marvelous views in existence. Now, I know we've only just met, but I have a very strong suspicion that I found in you a soulmate, a fellow devotee of jaw-dropping views and transcendent vistas. With your youthful vigor and limber limbs, I have a feeling you may be able to witness the most marvelous view of all. So how about it? You want to join me in the exalted ranks of the scenery seekers? Hugo wants you to help him search for some stunning scenery. No. That is unfortunate. I clearly misjudged you. I believed you to have a lofty spirit and a love for beauty, but clearly that is not the case. But being a scenery seeker is not for everyone, and the last thing I would want to do is pressure anyone into it. Well, I wish you luck in all your endeavors, whatever they may be. I knew it. I could tell from your face that you're a kindred spirit. May I heartily welcome you to the most exclusive club imaginable, the Secretive Association of the Scenery Seekers. Now, without further ado, let me point you in the direction of the most marvelous sight of all, the view from the soaring cloud-kissed heights eulogized by the legendary Vincenzo Turismo, a member of our order. According to his celebrated writings, there is a great mountain on an island south of Octagonia, from which a truly paralleled view of Erdrea can be enjoyed. Apparently, he experienced something of an epiphany upon seeing it, and carved his thoughts into a rock there, that they may be preserved forever, though he never divulged exactly what it was he wrote. I want you to do something for me. Head south of Octagonia, find that island, and share with me the insights of my hero and mentor. I would go myself, but I'm afraid my knees are not what they were. Even making this comparatively easy ascent was a struggle. Please, as a new member of our order, you must do this. You simply must. Trans accepts the Mr. Vista quest. Oh, how I would love to see it with my own eyes. I want you to witness the most marvelous sight of all, the view from the soaring, cloud-kissed heights eulogized by the legendary scenery seeker, Vincenzo Turismo. Apparently he experienced something of an epiphany upon seeing it and carved his thoughts into a rock. Head south of Octagonia. Alright, fine. Let's take a look here. World map. Octagonia, I think it's that right there. The island, that's that area trapped inside the water. I remember viewing this place before. So what we're going to do is we're going to sail to Honolulu. Tran finds a shabby old stone. I didn't even have to press anything, it just automatically did it. There's an inscription carved into it. It's rather hard to read, but if he squints, he can just about make it out. This is truly one of the most magnificent, spectacular, and indeed utterly gobsmacking views I have seen in my long career as a connoisseur of splendid scenery. What use is a beautiful view when one is all alone? I've realized that if man has his love beside him, even the most paltry view will be filled with beauty. In conclusion, I must find a wife. Signed, Vincenzo Turismo. You found the inscription left by the legendary scenery seeker. Head back to Cobblestone Tower and tell Hugo what it says. The reason why I'm not warping right now is because I'm going to try to make it a more fluid transition. Secretly, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave the area, sneak back in and collect all the sparkly spots, but I'm going to edit that out. So it's going to just look like I get on the boat and then just cast zoom. I do these kind of little antics, again, to kind of make it a nice episode, because otherwise you're going to watch me farm items all day. Normally I wouldn't, if it was like regular sparkly stuff such as silver ore or something, I wouldn't worry about it. But there's stuff here that I don't actually have a lot of, like something called a cumulolinimog or whatever. I don't have a lot of that. I don't really know what it's for, but I don't have a lot of it. And the time I take now to find it is going to be better than sailing all the way out here just to go get it, since I'm already here. Oh, how I'd love to see it with my own eyes. Well, if it isn't the newest member of the Secretive Association of Scenery Seekers. So did you find Vincino Turismo's message? Nope. Oh, that's a shame. But perhaps I'm expecting too much too soon. You aren't new to the Vista hunting game after all. Tran tells Hugo what was carved into the shabby old stone. Well, knock me down with a feather. Not in a million years would I have imagined that Vincenzo Turismo's profound insight as he looked down upon the world was that he needed a wife. But think about it, solitude is something of an occupational hazard for we scenery seekers. I myself have been so busy scaling these heady heights that I've neglected to think about finding a life partner. But I don't regret it for a second. Not a single solitary second, no. I've lived my life in pursuit of a higher cause. For who needs a wife whenever splendid vistas unfolding beneath one's feet? I've chosen my life, this life, and I stand by my choice. Besides, I'm not alone. Beauty is my bride, and wide blue yonder is my beloved. And the whispering breeze is my most faithful friend. No, my choice was the right one. And now I've introduced a bright young talent to the marvels of scenery seeking too. Speaking of which, let me give you a small reward for your efforts. Fantastic. My knees may not be what they were, but I shall continue to peruse beautiful views and etch them into my heart for as long as there's breath in my body. He passed on Vincino Turismo's words about the best views being taken in with a loved one to Hugo, who tried to insist that beauty was his bride and the whole wide blue yonder his wife, slightly unconvincingly. I wonder. I find my mind returning unbidden to thoughts of matrimony. There was the one rather appealing woman at the tavern of Helidor whom I could not help but feel took a shine to me. Oh, did I say that out loud? The thoughts of marriage could not be further from my mind. What use would I have for a wife when I have the world's most beautiful views to enjoy? Anything I may have said about a certain lady in a certain tavern was just my senseless rambling. Please, pay me no mind. Alright, well, let's check out that tavern, but that's probably nothing there, because he didn't give her a name. Gallopolis.
How's it going?
Oh, hello.
It seems there's always time for horse race at Gallopolis, no matter how bad things get. Oh, and it looks like they've added a new, even tougher challenge. Perhaps taking part would be a good way to clear your head.
Listen.
Gallopolis prides itself on the fighting prowess of its desert knights, but even they will struggle to defend the people from the monsters threatening the kingdom. Still, we have no choice but to leave this fight to them. We must focus on dealing with that dark star.
Oh, well.
I heard that Prince Ferris and his men are planning on taking on the monsters that are roaming around the kingdom. I know he's not a big wimp like he used to be, but still, I really wonder whether he can handle this.
Fabulous!
Do you remember, honey? This is where we met for the first time. People will write books about it one day, mark my words. This is always going to be a special place for me, and that's why I'm not going to let it be ruined by that stupid dark star. Come on, darling, we've got work to do.
Let's have a nice wee chat, shall we?
Seems the Sultan's got himself pretty head up about this dark star. Well, I cannot blame him, but he needs to stay strong for his people. Still, when all is said and done, he'll always do what's best for his kingdom. I've not got the slightest doubt about that. There are people here who might like to play, but who can't go and start new lives somewhere else just like that. They are fearful for the future, but they have no choice but to go on. We must stand by them and banish evil from the world. Oh, it is you, Prince Ferris's friend. Welcome back to Gallopolis, and 1,000 thank yous for all you have done. These are worrying times indeed for our kingdom. First Erdwin's lantern descends, and now the sinister Dark Star makes an appearance. Countless people have already fled the city. I have no doubt that the Sultan and Sultana are gravely concerned. They would appreciate a visit from you, I'm sure of it. Any quests here? No, really? Okay. Feel the heat. Look, up in the sky, behold the massive monstrous they call the Dark Star. It is burning with an incandescent heat. You can feel it too, can you not? Speaking of the incandescent heat, the racing calendar is more exciting than ever. The Sultan has arranged for a lineup of supremely speedy steeds in order to raise his subjects' spirits. There's no time to be trading. Appearance of the Dark Star has had no effect on the number of visitors coming to watch the horse races. It is a true testament to the runners and riders of Gallopolis. Many people wish to spend all their money before the world is destroyed, but others prefer a different approach. Perhaps it's better to hold something in reserve in case things turn out to be not quite so bad as they seem. All deposits welcome. You're a visitor here. By the sands, I would choose to visit Gallopolis at a time like this. In any case, I'm sorry, we're not open yet. Return in the evening, please. Whoa. Okay, dude. Un poco solitario. It is a little lonely. Look at these empty streets, senor. Ever since the Dark Star appeared in the sky, people have been leaving Gallopolis in droves. Even the circus does not attract many people these days. It is also sad. Don't let the descent of the Dark Star get you down. Come along to the circus. Entry is free. We won't let the impending disaster get in the way of a good time. Guaranteed laughter and joy for all. What's that? You've come to see the circus? Oh, I'm sorry, we decided to take a little break, but with everything that's going on, you know. Haha, don't worry, I'm only joking. It'll take more than some silly star to get us down tools. In fact, we've decided Gallopolis needs us more than ever right now, so we're letting everyone in for free. Be sure to pop along and enjoy the show. The ringmaster is really nice, because I'm sure that he still has to pay his workers. Keeping the place clean, whatever they eat. I assume they eat here because of the tables. His performers paid. Like, he's nicer than the King of Helador, who lets his those hide-and-seek kids. They get if you talk to everybody in the streets, it says like there's some random dude. He became homeless so that he could give his rundown shack to the kids. So he's just like sleeping in the streets now. Clowns to the left of me, jugglers to the right. Whoa, what are you doing up here? Oh, you're not trying to steal my thunder. Roll up, roll up. Hip, hip. Whew. A few of my performers ran away in the night, so I've had to take to the stage instead. I wish I had a few more tricks up my sleeve. Still, the show must go on. We've got to do what we can to put smiles on people's faces and show that Dark Star won't get the better of us. Prepare to be amazed. Get ready to have your mind blown. Yes, we're all worried about the Dark Star hanging above us, but this is no time to be feeling down. There's always fun to be had at the circus. Come on, forget your woes. By the sands, she is truly the greatest. You may never be able to enjoy the circus again. Hoo-hoo, how wonderful. It's a horse with a beautifully brushed coat. Sabotage it. I'm pleased to report that the Dark Star's appearance has not affected the racing calendar. Yes, we will be saved. The appearance of the Dark Star has left everyone feeling terribly downhearted, but we must not give up hope, for Prince Ferris will save us, I'm sure of it. A single star will be no match for our hero. The appearance of the Dark... Oh, I figured it was her, because the icon was all on her when I was hitting the button. Yes, we will save. At first I thought that dealing with the threat of the Dark Star was beyond any human, but that would be to underestimate Prince Ferris. The fact that I cannot see a potential solution to this crisis does not mean that one such as he would be similarly stumped. Prince Ferris will save us. Is there any... No, I think those are just like treasure rooms and stuff. His Most Exalted Majesty, the Sultan, claims that Prince Ferris will protect us from the Dark Star. Alas, I'm afraid I do not share his confidence. Its scale is so immense, no human could hope to have any effect on it. Not even a prince. The Dark Star that has appeared above the celestial stands threatens Gallopolis' very existence. But fear not, my fellow Gallopolitans. Ferris, my son and heir, has come of age and will ensure our kingdom's survival. It is more important than ever to remain vigilant. I'm assuming the mansion people have nothing new to say. Many of our desert knights have been deployed to investigate the Dark Star, and still others to report its appearance to our neighboring kingdoms. It troubles me, I must confess. I hear that monster activity has increased greatly following its appearance. This is surely the end. First my luck runs out at the racetrack, then I'm faced with the Lantern's descent, and now this Dark Star appears. Truly it feels like the end of the world. But perhaps that would not be such a bad thing, given that I do not have 2 gold coins to rub together. Can be done. The appearance of the Dark Star surely marks the end of Erdrea's glorious history. I do not wish to be forced to witness the destruction of our ancient city, but surely there is nothing that can be done. Whoever lived in this house before got scared and decided I'd tail it out of Gallopolis. Thought I might as well move in since they won't be needing it no more. Here, don't look at me like that. I ain't done nothing wrong. Who cares about a bit of house sitting when the world's about to end? My husband is a desert knight. He and his unit have ventured beyond the city walls in search for a means of dealing with the Dark Star. I'm sure that he will have to face many monsters, and naturally I'm concerned, but I must remain strong until his return. Our priest was killed by monsters. Why did the Dark Star appear above Gallopolis of all places? Come now, eat some hay. The horses all appear to be frightened of the Dark Star. It does not surprise me, of course. They are sensitive to anything out of the ordinary. Not that they would ever allow it to affect them on the racetrack. No, when it's time to compete, the steeds of Gallopolis will always deliver. After all, they provide us with a welcome distraction from our woes when they race. We must do all we can to thank them. Get this door open, dude. Huh? Are you lost? This gates lead back to the city. Shall I open it for them? There, try not to become lost again, please. Easy, girl. This silly star is nothing to be scared of. Those horses seem frightened. Ah, I know you. You are perhaps surprised that races are still being held here in Gallopolis despite our current troubles, yes? It appears to be alive. Everyone calls it the Dark Star, but it seems to be moving, pulsating, as though we're almost alive. I cannot help but wonder if it is in fact a great black monster. Yeah, you're probably the smartest guard here. Rumor has it that the one they are calling the Darkspawn is actually the Luminary, and he's fighting against the Lord of Shadows. Wish he'd come and do something about this Dark Star, but I wouldn't be surprised if even an ancient hero proved powerless against something like that. I'm as yet but an inexperienced wizard, yet it is clear to me that the black mass in the sky above us possesses a power beyond anything we have witnessed before. So powerful does it seem, in fact, that it almost feels strange that this kingdom has not yet been consumed by it. As soon as I start to gaze upon the Dark Star, I find myself having difficulty breathing. Perhaps it would be better if I did not look at it, and yet I find it impossible to avert my eyes. A great evil looms above us, and is soon to rule over us completely. The end times are here at last. Prepare yourselves, foolish ones. Prepare yourselves for the reign of the Dark One, and for the end of your precious world. Trouble to report. Oh, it is you, Prince Ferris's friend. I'm afraid to say that Gallopolis is in a crisis. No one knows what to do about the Dark Star that looms above us. What's happening? This is terrible. It is also terrible. Earth's lantern has fallen, and now the Dark Star has risen. What is happening? Please. I'm frightened. Everyone says the Dark Star will destroy the world. Is that true? Yep. No! No, I do not believe you. My father and Prince Ferris will keep us safe. I'm certain of it. No. Of course not. After all, my father and Prince Ferris will keep us safe. Alright, we'll make a quick save in case there's any cutscenes in the palace. Because I have to play each cutscene twice to make sure that the video is smooth. Ah, you're Prince Ferris's friend, yes? Please enter. His most exalted majesty the Sultan would be keen to speak with you, I'm sure. Welcome to the Sultan's palace. Ah, it is you. You're Prince Ferris's old friend, yes? You do us a great honor visiting the palace at a time of such disruption. His Highness is in his chambers at the moment. You'll find him on the eastern side of the lower floor of the castle. First Erdwin's lantern, and now the Dark Star. The palace has faced so many grave threats of late, I have been worried that it might crumble under such pressure. But as you can see, it remains standing, and without a scratch. Perhaps its architects had an inkling of the kinds of trouble it would have to withstand. Hey, cat lady. I haven't seen the cat's hair standing on end like this before. The threat of the Dark Star is causing this reaction, I'm sure of it. Darkstar will be crushed like the lantern before it. Do not falter, men. Do not whimper. The Darkstar is no match for the immovable resolve of a desert knight, who will defend Gallopolis at all costs, just like the pledge dictates. This is futile. No matter how much we train, we cannot hope to defeat the Darkstar. Never retreat. The Darkstar is simply another form of the adversity that we knights pledge to overcome. We must do as the captain says. We must defend Gallopolis at all costs, even if it costs us our lives. Will your precious pledge stop the star from killing us all? No. We must flee the city, all of us. Ah, Tran. A great pleasure to see you once more. Prince Ferris is at his bedchamber at present. He'll be delighted to see you, I'm sure. What's up, loser? Oh dear, what am I to do? Ah, my dear Tran, I was hoping you'd come and visit. I have a favor to ask, you see, and I know that I can always count on my old friend. As you can imagine, the appearance of that black star and the increased viciousness of the local monsters have put rather a strain on our brave desert knights. However, I do not know whether it's due to a lack of experience or lack of concentration, but the sad truth is that most of our men are simply not up to the task. It's not bode well for the future. Now, as you know, I'm a practical prince, and I like to try and find solutions wherever possible. Can you imagine, therefore, how delighted I was to hear of a berry that boosts concentration on the battlefield? These miraculous fruits are known as pep pips, and they grow on the boughs of the pepper tree. I trouble you to fetch one of its branches for me. I will reward you handsomely, of course. Prince Ferris wants you to bring him a pepper tree branch to help his knights focus. Yes. I knew I could count on you, old friend. I would have asked one of my servants, but the pepper tree grows in a rather tricky location. Thank goodness you came along when you did. The location in question is an elevated area in the northern part of the forest. I have heard that only certain special people are allowed to enter this place, but that is a trivial detail. You have no problems gaining access to it, I am sure. 1,000 thank yous once again for agreeing to help, old friend. It would seem that the future of Gallopolis is in our hands once more. You mean my hands, whatever. I should be able to farm my own pep pips if I get this branch. Concentration is key. Our desert knights lack focus, Tran. That's why I require a pep pip laden branch of the pepper tree in order to boost their concentration on the battlefield. Alright, we'll take care of that once I'm done here. You'll return unharmed, I'm certain of it. My betrothed serves in the Gallopolis army and has been dispatched to investigate the Darkstar more closely. Though I've heard that the monsters roaming outside the city walls are more vicious than ever, I have no fears for his safety. You'll return unharmed, I am certain of it. I hear that some of my colleagues have fled in fear of the Darkstar. I find it utterly disgraceful. Those cowards have no right to call themselves desert knights. Did they not take the pledge? Did not vow never to retreat in the face of adversity? Spineless traitors. I will remain here until the end. These are difficult times for Gallopolis, and naturally I am most concerned, but I will never abandon his exalted majesty or the palace. It's much to learn from the history of Gallopolis. The appearance of the Darkstar above the celestial sands has prompted me to recommence my research into ancient Gallopolitan history. No one who is alive today remembers, but there was a time many years ago when we Gallopolitans were known as the Guardians of the Star. Having witnessed the descent of the Lantern and the descent of the Darkstar, I'm starting to wonder anew what significance they may have had. Many civilians are terrified of the Darkstar. That is why it's so important that we Desert Knights maintain our composure. We must not allow panic to spread. Star burns black, rises and ascends, darkness, death, and disaster portends. Seas run dry, roses wilt, foundations crumble neath all we've built. This is an ancient Gallopolitan dirge. It is said to commemorate an event that took place here many centuries ago. Though, of course, it also describes our current predicament ominously well. It's hard to think of the Darkstar as anything other than a harbinger of destruction. Maybe I shouldn't have had an upbeat tune for that one. Who is this man, please? This man has entered the palace unbidden and uninvited, simply in order to gaze at the Darkstar. What could he possibly find so fascinating about it? Typical that the palace balcony will be the perfect spot from which to view this portentous phenomenon and bring the lower orders running. Watcher! Core blimey, fancy us getting to see a massive great big star up close like this. Talk about lucky, yeah? Have you seen how big that thing is? It's bleeding massive. Oi, Starface, I'm pretty big myself, but you take the bleeding biscuit, you do. Okay. A thousand welcomes to you. It is always an honor to greet a friend of Prince Ferris. You must pay him a visit, please. It is wonderful to see you again, Tran. Prince Ferris has grown into a fine young man thanks to your friendship and guidance. Indeed, at this very moment, he is pondering how best to provide encouragement to his future subjects at this difficult time. Oh, my dear Tran, it is always a pleasure to have you visit us here in Gallopolis. Though you have come at a most difficult time, my husband and Ferris have taken upon themselves to deal with the Darkstar, and are refusing too much as sleep until they have found a solution. Perhaps you could speak with them. Having proved so helpful to us before, you may well be able to provide the inspiration they need. Ah, my dear Tran, how wonderful to see you again. Alas, I fear you have chosen a dark time to visit us. The star that looms above the celestial sands threatens all Gallopolis. All Erdrea, in fact. I've dispatched my finest desert knights to investigate it, but my main concern at the moment is the sheer number of my subjects who are fleeing the city in terror. I feel it is my duty to give my fellow Gallopolitans a reason to stay, which is why I have arranged a racing extravaganza for their pleasure. Your participation will be most greatly appreciated. You want me to race? Alright, we can do that. Alright, first off, we're gonna go and do the pepper branch thing. What luck, Tran finds a pepper tree branch. Tran gratefully pockets his find. You got a pepper tree branch. Take it to Prince Ferris in the Palace of Gallopolis. Let me farm the- Okay, I want to take this tree with me. Like, come on, Pips. We're just gonna ignore the fact that Pip literally grows on trees. Incredible berry is still on the branch, with a fantastic fragrance and a fiery flavor, said to have been beloved of an ancient warrior. Tran takes the pepper tree branch in his hands. The refreshing zesty aroma fills his nostrils, put a spring in his step. Alright, we'll turn on these Pips, and then we will do a Gallopolis race. Welcome back, old friend. Well, did you bring me a branch of the pepper tree from the first forest? Nope. No? Oh goodness. Please, Tran, you must try harder. Our brave desert knights are depending on you. Oh, praise the sands. How wonderful! Who would have thought that such tiny berries are packed with such miraculous powers? Eating a few of these will cause the consumer to enter a state of intense focus. Some refer to it as being pepped up. Of course, a single handful will not go very far when I have an entire army in need of pepping up. An endless supply would be preferable. Which is why I asked you to bring me the branch. If I could somehow graft this onto one of our local trees, all our problems would be solved. 1,000 thank yous once again, Tran. Perhaps you would like to take one of the pips as a reward. You gave the pepper tree branch to Prince Ferris, who plans to graft it onto a Gallopolitan tree so he can supply his men with endless pips. I want endless pips. Pips are said to greatly boost our concentration on the battlefield. Our desert knights are sure to find them most useful. Now that we have some, our next priority must be to secure a continuous supply. I've already contacted some of Erdrea's finest botanists and invited them to Gallopolis in order to assist us in this. Of course, I'm not expecting our initial efforts to be successful, but even if we require another branch or two from the pepper tree, I'm sure you'll be glad to fetch them for us. Will you not, old friend? Alright, then let's get some racing done. And then I suppose we'll be done with Gallopolis here. If there's 2 new events, I'll just show you the hardest difficulty of them. If there's 1 new event, I'll do both. On footage, I mean. I hope my horse is happy in the next life. Races are still being held despite the Dark Star's appearance. If anything, I would say that people are even more passionate about racing now that the fear of the world is about to end. Dark Star has appeared above us. Surely I should be preparing to flee the city, and yet here I am at the racetrack yet again. The truth is, racing is a part of my life, and it is too deeply ingrained within me. It is something I cannot live without. Welcome to the racetrack. This is the racetrack of Gallopolis. You must think we Gallopolitans are very strange to maintain our interest in horse racing while under the shadow of the Dark Star. But that would be to underestimate the spirit of the desert. It is precisely this determination to race and to win that has served our kingdom so well for generations. Ah, Tran, I've been wondering when you would visit us again. As you won the Gold Cup, you are now able to take part in the Platinum Cup. I'm sure that you cannot wait to test your skills once more. The Forge... That's a nice touch. And so in the previous chapter, they were mentioning how they were going to sell the forging hammer to fund the racing nationals, and here it is. It's time to put your knightly honor on the line. The Platinum Cup awaits. I forgot how to race. Boom! Alright, not the champion's best, but I'll work on that some other time. Congratulations, friend. You're magnificent. You handled your steed exquisitely. Veronica tries a chunk of platinum ore. Yeah, I need to shave off a little bit of time on that. I don't know if it's important to be under the Champions Challenge. Alright, I managed to get the Champions record. It only took me one more attempt. Too bad I didn't get it on my first try, but it was me trying to remember how to race. Now we're gonna do the difficult mission. Platinum Cup. Alright, let me think here. Still don't understand the point of those pumpkins. Out of my way, losers. And who's putting the pumpkins back? Sky Steed Sword. 2 chunks of platinum ore. That is champion's best, right? Yep. Okay, I've got the champion's challenge for everything now. Let's go talk to people outside of Gallopolis. Doesn't look like there's any quests or anything here. It is enough to make one miss the Slayer. This Dark Star, it looks as almost as it was made of evil. Truly it is the stuff of nightmares. It's enough to make one nostalgic for the days of the Slayer. A mere monster is nothing compared to this. The celestial sands lie beyond this checkpoint, but they are off limits to civilians. The Dark Star is descending towards the desert. You must leave immediately, please. Oh, but wait a minute. You're Prince Ferris's friend, are you not? Let it not stop you if you insist on passing. Please, be careful, I beg of you. Chumps, I'm the only one who can stop this thing. The wizards worshipping this site makes a lot more sense now, but still. Hold on, was it? Yeah, I saw something, but it's nothing you can interact with. Okay, there's nothing on this side then. Let's check the other gate. This scholar witnessed the descent of the lantern from the very desert beneath. Surely he is fortunate to be alive, but I suppose I'm lucky myself. After all, this checkpoint is not so very far from the place where it fell. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. When Erdrin's lantern descended to the sands, a beast emerged from within, a giant creature. Truly, I've never before laid eyes upon such a sinister being. I feel more certain than ever that the end has come. Erdrin is doomed. The descent of Erdrin's lantern caused the worst sandstorm Gallopolis have ever experienced. I was certain that no one would survive. Now this Dark Star appears. It is truly miraculous that we have not yet perished. We must consider ourselves fortunate. We are fortunate, I think. I like how your character turns his horse so that he can talk to the people. So like if I'm facing her right now, your character automatically turns his horse, which is more natural pose for talking. When people started to say that Gallopolis was in danger, I fled out here with some performance from the circus. What's the purpose of fleeing the Dark Star when the world is full of vicious monsters? There's nowhere for us to run, I fear. I'm a performer at the circus in Gallopolis, but as soon as I saw that Dark Star, I abandoned the rest of the troop and ran out here. The Ringmaster always told us it's at times like these that people need the circus most, but the truth is I couldn't hack it. I mean, no matter how passionate I am about performing, or how attached I am to the show, I'm not going to risk my life for it. And what's cool is that in Heliodor, if you start crossing this tightrope, some kids below start pointing at you. Like, that's a really nice touch. Beyond this checkpoint lies the Laguna di Gondolia, but there's no use in fleeing there. Nowhere is safe from the Dark Star. How much further is it? Is everyone going to die? If that star crashes in the desert, is it going to kill everybody? Me, and my mother, and my father, and everyone? Oh my, this is terribly, horribly frightening! I cannot bear to live with the Dark Star hanging ominously above me, so I decided to flee the city with my family. I would advise you to do the same. His most exalted majesty the Sultan will no doubt do his best to save the kingdom, but I doubt there is anything anyone can do in the face of such a dire state of affairs. Gallopolis is finished. My family has decided to flee the city and head for Gondolia. It would appear that there is no hope for Gallopolis now. Is Gondolia the next place on my Zoom list? There's real no point to footing it. I don't think there's another checkpoint or anybody to talk to on the other side, so we'll just actually warp.